More than 3 months since that devastating collapse of Baltimore's Key Bridge. 6 construction workers who were on it at the time were killed. And this morning, the lone survivor from that crew is sharing his story for the very first time. He spoke to NBC News Now's top story anchor Tom Yamas. Tom, good morning.
Savannah, good morning to you. We tell a lot of amazing stories, but how Julio Cervantes is alive is one you likely will never forget. He was inside of his truck when the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed. He had no warning, no idea what was going on until he saw his co-workers start to fall from the bridge. As you're about to hear, a series of incredible events saved his life.
Skylight. The whole center span is gone completely. It's in the water.
When police first arrived on the scene of the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse, even they were in shock.
There is no bridge. There is no bridge.
Looking up from the dark waters that night, clinging to a submerged chunk of bridge, Julio Cervantes Suarez couldn't believe he was alive.
Do you remember what was going through your head as you're falling into the water?
Sí.
Cervantes says when his truck fell from near the center of the bridge, he thought he would never get out. He had been working that night fixing potholes with his crew. When the dolly hit the bridge, the men were all in their vehicles on a break. On impact, he says suddenly everything started to shake. He saw his co-workers all launch into the water. That's when he started to pray.
Gracias a Dios.
He says he asked God to take care of his wife and kids and asked for forgiveness. His vehicle fell nearly 18 stories to the water below, but luckily the windows were manual, allowing him to roll one down and escape from his truck. But there was another problem, a big one.
Do you know how to swim?
No sé nadar.
Cervantes says he managed to float out to a piece of the bridge lodged in the river and started to call out for his co-workers, including his brother-in-law and nephew, but heard nothing.
Alejandro, Dorian, Miguel.
At that point, do you realize that your friends and family have not made it?
Cuando íbamos cayendo.
He says he knew when they fell in and no one answered, they were gone.
It was a human tragedy. They each had loved ones who depended upon them.
On Capitol Hill Tuesday, Maryland senators pressing Congress to cover the full $1.7 billion price tag to replace the Key Bridge.
A foreign vessel hit an American bridge and killed Americans, and they have asked the court to not be held responsible.
In May, a preliminary NTSB report said the dolly had power issues in the days ahead of the disaster. In the coming weeks, Cervantes and the other victims' families are planning to file suit against all of the companies involved with the ship.
He ingested all of that bad water. He has torn meniscus. He has other kind of psychological problems that he's going to deal with forever.
The sole survivor of an unimaginable tragedy.
Why do you think you survived?
No lo sé.
Saying he doesn't know, but believes there is a bigger plan for him.
So about those incredible events, he happened to have a car with manual windows, so he got out. He couldn't swim, but was able to grab a chunk of that bridge and stay afloat. And finally, he actually entered the water with his helmet that had a flashlight that still worked and was able to turn on when the search boats arrived.
3 miracles.
Wow.
Three miracles. Yeah. But guys, he also lives with a ton of guilt.
Yeah.
When he saw his family in the hospital, he sees his wife, he starts to say sorry. He starts asking for forgiveness because he asked his nephew to come work with him. So he's carrying that guilt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tom. All right, Tom.
Yeah.
Beautiful job. Thank you.